Hello. There, that fixed it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this channel update. Today is June 26th. Let me check. Yep, June 26th, 2025. Where have I been? Um, Suffering from apathy, maybe a little depression. I'm not sure. I just haven't been motivated to do anything lately. I would get home from work and I would just basically just lay around and do nothing, not even play video games or anything. I just didn't care. So, yeah, that's kind of been my thing since like about Tuesday or some Monday, Tuesday, something like that. I have not cared to do anything. So I'm kind of taking this and treating it as a little bit of a break. Maybe I'll get that. Maybe right now I'm at least interested enough to make this video. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get a stream or something this weekend. I'm not sure. But besides that, I am thinking about what to do next for a series. Ark Survival Ascended just released like probably about a week ago now, maybe. Ragnarok, the map I've been waiting on to play on because it seemed really, really cool. I just never got around to playing it in Evolved before it Ascended came out. I got actually into Ark like just like about maybe 2, 3 months at most before Ascended came out. I decided to just wait. Shouldn't have, but I did. So yeah. So yeah, that's just got released like maybe a week ago. But as always, they don't do a good job with their bug testing everything, so everything's kind of broken a little bit everywhere. So I'm waiting about another week. I may wait the whole month of July just to let them fix things before I get into it. Um, Another thing is that my computer upgrade went really, really well. If you don't know, I had one of those Intel 14th generation. It was an i9 14000KF or whatever it was. It was a 14th generation Intel, and those chips, those CPU chips, had a big problem in that there was a defect in them where they could overheat, and if they overheat, they damage themselves, and you just started getting crashes and everything on your desktop when they did. And I haven't gotten to physically look at it, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened to mine, and I switched it out to the new 9 Ultra B285 or something like 285K or something like that. It's their newest chip. It didn't have any defects in it, thankfully. So it also affected the 14th generation didn't like Unreal Engine 5. And a lot of games switched to Unreal Engine 5. Ark Survival Ascended is Unreal Engine 5. I think they're on like Unreal Engine just like about 2 months ago. They switched from Unreal Engine 5.1 or 2 or something like that to 5.5. They updated their engine and things like that. So yeah, um, Intel 14th generation did not like Unreal Engine 5. I couldn't. That's why I went during my Arc series on Center. I had all those issues of crashes and everything. The game just did not like that I had a 14th gen Intel chip. I have since done a little bit of playing with it, no issue. I couldn't even, Oblivion Remaster just came out like maybe a month ago now, and I couldn't even launch the game. I would click play on it, and the thing just crashed. It couldn't get past compiling the shaders at all. And the reason why is because it's an Unreal Engine 5 game over top of the original Oblivion to make everything look prettier. And as I said, 14th generation Intel does not like Unreal Engine 5 games. So I could not play. It was getting to the point that I couldn't, even though it wasn't as bad, I couldn't play the game called Enshrouded either. If you've seen me play that, It's a real nice survival game. Think in terms of Valheim, but it's an Unreal Engine 5 game. So I was before their newest update, I was able to play okay. I got into the game when it was compiling shaders and stuff. When you first started it up, I had to it crash maybe every now and then, maybe about every I don't know 35%. With their new update, I couldn't get like 3% without it just crashing when it was compiling the shaders when you first booted it up after the update. Um, so I eventually decided I bought a bad Intel chip and I went ahead and paid for a new one. Had to get a new motherboard as well because it's a brand new chipset. It's a totally different chipset than the old chipset, so I had to get a brand new motherboard as well. And it's been has it been a month now? It's been at least 2 to 3 weeks now that I've had to upgrade, and I haven't had an issue since. I've had a couple of crashes, but not hard computer crashes where like it would blue screen. Haven't had that issue at all. I've only had the game crashes. So, yeah, that's just game stuff. So, with that all said and done, it's we'll be fine to play games going forward, hopefully without any issues really. Um, I did want to give a update on a couple of the series that I haven't talked about in a while. Valheim is over. I just have no feeling to go back to it. I might when their new update comes out. It's supposed to be, I think, the final update for the game before it's released out of early access. It's supposed to release the last content, the end of the game content. So I think they're going to be releasing 1.0, which is the release of the game from early access when they do that, I think. Not totally sure on that. I don't keep up much with Valheim news, but I think that's what's happening. So we might go back and play some more around that. Maybe we'll complete the game. I don't know. It was fun. It was fun while I was playing, but I don't know if it didn't really like draw me in. Um, Enshrouded, we might do another deal of Enshrouded, maybe after a couple more updates when they add more things. When I was playing by myself, it was pretty fun until, the crashes happen. Um, I've been thinking about doing Oblivion Remastered. I just haven't gotten around to it. Just haven't gotten around to it. Haven't thought about it really, how I would go about it. Of course, you know me, I like my minion build, so Conjuration would be probably what we would go on that, doing a whole Conjuration run. I will not be playing on the hardest difficulty. It's just not for me. I never play any of uh, the Bethesda games on the hardest difficulty. I just don't care to. Not for me. I don't like bullet sponge. I don't like the mechanic of just turning things into bullet sponge. If things had like I don't know, new mechanics or something like that, if the enemies did things differently, their AI improved or something, maybe, but no, they just turn into bullet sponges in Bethesda games, and that just does not interest me whatsoever. Um, so yeah, so I was thinking about Oblivion Remastered. Uh, there is also, like I said, Ark Survival Ascended, Ragnarok. Like I said, I'm wait, could be all of July before we do anything. I do get the first like week and a day, I think, of August off on vacation. We might start it around then. I don't know. Um, I also other things we can do. I also got me a Switch 2 and a Nintendo Switch 2. Tried it out. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet run great. Things like that. So we could play some more of that. I haven't really thought about the Eevee run in a long time. We may go back and start playing on the Eevee run again as something else to do. No guarantees on that, but we might. Um, yeah, if you're wondering about Project Zomboid, I'm I'm really waiting for them to do more. Their latest release 42.9, they changed the way zombies spawn again already. Instead of leaving it like they did a big change to it when they released Build 42. They just did another big change on it of 42.9, and a lot of people are saying that the things are still not correct. Like, when we were playing right 42, right when it came out, we did a lot of Echo Creek, the new place, the new spawn place, and one of the new places that they set up, and you can spawn there. The problem with Echo Creek now is it is overrun, pretty much. Um, even on my low settings, I'm running. I think I just did a little bit of looking around to see how different it is, and I think I killed like about, I don't know, 200, 300 zombies already. When before there were maybe 50 to 100 at most, and I've already killed like 250, maybe 300 of them. So yeah, they have not decided how they want zombies to spawn, I guess, yet. So they're still working on that part. And a lot of other things. So yeah, I'm kind of passing on that right now. A lot of people, a lot of mods that you think would update are not updating because a lot of them have already said they're not going to update their mods until multiplayer is out. And the devs have already said you're not getting multiplayer until it's released from unstable. So until Build 42 actually officially releases, it seems like we're not getting any most of the mods updated. A lot of people, a lot of since a lot almost all the mods are like uh copyright free or whatever it is, people are allowed to take over the mod and update them themselves. A lot of people have done that for a lot of mods. Like just like a month and a half ago, I think somebody started updating all the maps. Uh, they ain't testing them. They've already said they ain't got the time to test them, but like Raven Creek is available for Build 42. It's not in the same place as it was because that's Echo Creek and Irvington over there now, and it doesn't have room. So they moved it down to like the south end of the map, but they didn't do any testing or anything. So who knows if it actually works? They did a lot of other of them as well, like West Point expansion and all that stuff. But like I said, nobody's really tested. Uh, the person who made my most favorite town, the before in Build 41, the Ekron town thing, Ekron map. They released like Grapeseed, I want to say in March, maybe earlier. The problem is there was a couple of bugs with it, and that like there was a if you went to one certain pod in town, you just automatically crashed. Never came and said if they fixed that or not. From last I heard, and also they are not working on the maps anymore because they have been hired by the Indie Stone themselves, the people who make Project Zomboid. So they're actually officially working on the game, doing game things. So who knows if they'll ever update or make any more maps ever again. So yeah, that's kind of it's kind of great. It's great for them. Don't get me wrong, but it is kind of sad for us because they were like really great map makers. They made, like I said, my favorite map, the Ekron map at the time for Build 41, and they're gone. And we're probably never going to get a map from them again, most likely. At least until Build 42 releases to public access instead of unstable. If then. So yeah. Um I just wanted to give y'all this thing because this y'all this update. Um 7 Days to Die is doing their 2.0 update thing. It's a piece of crap from what I've seen. That's They call it the Storms Brewing update or whatever it is. Basically, they made it where you couldn't go to another biome unless you like chug a milkshake and get a badge. And once you get those things, you can go into the next biome without it killing you. That's basically what they did. They gate locked the biomes. You can turn it off and everything, but that was their update. They did that. They also added cosmetics, but the cosmetics don't do nothing. I mean, the cosmetics are crap. They didn't even implement their old cosmetics. You know, you had the leather duster, the cold winter jacket, the hats and stuff like that. That's still all gone. They didn't put that in. So yeah, pretty much just nothing from them. It just it I just don't care. They just all they did was gate lock the system even more. They made it where you have to do this one thing to be able to go on to the next biome. I have unless you turn the system off, you can't start in like the wasteland because the wasteland will just kill you as soon as you're entering it. You constantly take damage, and eventually you just die. And it's an unending process until you beat this biome challenge thing. And since the wasteland is the last one you can do, you're not getting it. You can't just have a wasteland only map anymore if you have the biome stuff on. You can't even do anything like that. So starting wasteland only will happen with the biome deals off now. Uh Mods for 7 Days to Die. A lot of them have been updated, but nothing big has been updated. Darkness Falls didn't update to it. Rebirth has not updated to it yet. Neither is War of the Walkers. I don't know if they ever when they will. Haven't heard anything. Um Kane, who's the lead and maker of Darkness Falls mod, says he's investigating, but that's the last I heard. So I don't know. We'd have no idea when that would happen. Subquake, who makes the really great Undead Legacy mod, is still is still working on updating his mod to the newest version of the game. And now since 2.0 is getting released, he's got to work in that. So we have no idea. He's still saying maybe later this year, early 2026 is his guess of when things will be ready to play. So, yeah. Um Civilization 7 has been doing a bunch of updates. We might play that. I'm not sure. Uh they have released their newest patch, which released this week or maybe last week. Added Steam Workshop stuff. So I'm probably going to wait until a lot of Steam Workshop mods are available and I'll go from there. I didn't mind downloading stuff from Civ Fanatics, but it's more convenient to use Civ, the Steam Workshop, I will say. Um, Power World. Power World has just got their biggest update on the 24th. It's the Tides of Tiaria update, which means Tiaria stuff is now in Power World. It's a crossover collaboration thing. Um, a lot of new things are there. If you want to go and onto YouTube and look up the PAL Professor, he's the one I watch when I want information and technical know-how of things work in PAL World. He's the one I go to for it. He does a lot of testing of things. He's like he's released like about 12 to 15 videos. His videos are short. They're like maybe I think his longest one was one going over the patch notes for the new patch, and that was only like 26 minutes. He does quick videos. He's been testing various things. He's did the new raid already, the Moonlord raid. Moonlord is now in Power World. You can do him as a raid. There are dungeons for Tiaria. There's three, or is there? No, I think there's more. There's more than three new maps, three new islands that have all the Tiaria content on them. I think they're like I know the raid is like level 50 against Moonlord, so it's not the in-game content raid, but there is a raid and it is level 50. The new level is 65 is the highest level. Instead of 60, we get 5 extra levels. Um, there's new weapons and not just Terraria weapons, which are great that there are there. There is Terra Prism. Terra Prism is there if you want to use it. Somebody released a video today about it, and it's it's Terra Prism. it goes and uh, it goes and slices things up automatically for you while you have it. So yeah, basically It's a summoning sword that does what it does. You can summon up to 9 swords and they go around auto killing things for you. Really cool. So basically, it does what Terra Prism does. Uh, I haven't seen we've seen it in the video, but we haven't seen anybody have it yet. Uh, uh, Terrorblade is also, I think, supposed to be in there. The big old in-game melee weapon from Terraria, the Terrorblade, is supposed to be in there, but I haven't seen anybody post anything about it. I pretty sure we saw that in a trailer, but nobody said that they got it or anything. But there's also new PAL World weapons as well, like a charge rifle. But as far as I can tell, it's basically a sniper rifle, and you can hit things really freaking far away. And if you hit them in the head, pretty much everything dies. It's pretty much in-game weapon. It's better than the plasma cannon. At least that's what people are saying. It's better than the plasma cannon and stuff. And plasma cannon was the go-to weapon to get until you got to the rocket launchers. I don't know if rocket launchers have been replaced or not, or the guided missile launcher, the multi-guided missile launcher. The rocket launcher and the multi-guided missile launcher at legendary level were the in-game weapons of choice for all your farming stuff. I don't know if those have been replaced or not. We'll have to see. Um, like I said, a lot of testing is still going on. Go watch the PAL Professor. Watch them. There is now fishing in the game. Sounds really cool. You can put your own fishing thing in your base. The thing of it is it does when you sign a PAL to it, they need to have handiwork. That's how they work it. So handiwork pals, Anubis, things like that. Will They can do the fishing, and it gives you the new ore, um, which is I think a play off of the Orichalcum. I think from Terraria. I think it's called coral or something like that. Coral ore or something like that. I think it's supposed to be a play off Orichalcum. I've also heard that in the dungeons is the hallowed bars, and you need hallowed. I don't think you mine the hallowed. I think you just get it as bars and you use it to make things, but you have to do it. You have to go to the Tiaria specific dungeons on those new islands to get that. I think is how that works. There is we never got to it in our playthrough, but there is things called PAL work suitability workbooks, and they increase the levels of the work skills like gardening, watering, kindling, and all that stuff, and they increase it by one level when you give it to the PAL. So you could have a Foxbarks, which has level one kindling, and you can give it like four kindling books, and it would be level five. So you could use it as your kindling pal if you wanted to. A Foxbarks. Uh, they were really, really freaking rare before this update, though. They were a 0.09% chance, I think, or 0.009% chance to get one out of a specific chest. It was those, if you watch my play on Power World, it was those elemental chests where you have to have a pal with a certain element with you to unlock it, like the ones that do, that say you need to generate electricity, water it, and things like that, or kindle it. That was the only way to get them. It's out of those chests. You would have to go hunt around in Faybreak to get them. They're now easier to get. I think there is now 100% guarantee to get one in a certain way. I cannot remember it off the top of my head, but there is 100% chance to get one book. I think, I think it's supply drops. The supply drop, meteor drop deals. If you watch my play, there is a setting in the game that has supply drop that's called supply drops, and you can mess with the time and how often it happens. If you set that thing to 1 minute and you're on Faybreak, you have to be in the Faybreak Island, and every minute that one of those drops, and it's a supply drop, in that supply drop cache is supposed to be guaranteed one of those books if I remember correctly, and that's what it is. I think that's how you guarantee to get one. Now, you can still get them from the element chest, um, and they're now a higher percent chance. I think they're 10% chance now to get a book from that. Um, so I think Pal Professor just released a video this morning about this. So check that out. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There is a while ago they actually added the Meowmere blade as a kind of a teaser of the upcoming Tides of Tiaria up collaboration thing. They released Meowmere, which is a weapon from Tiaria, if I'm not mistaken. And there is now you could unlock it with ancient technology points in your skill tree, the ability to craft it. There is now in the Tiaria dungeons, when you complete them, there's a chance that one of the rewards is a legendary schematic for it. So you can get a legendary Meowmere now. And I think they said it's pretty good at legendary level now. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Power World. I can't play it, unfortunately. It's going to have to wait. I'm either going to have to start a brand new save for it, or I'm going to have to wait for some mods to update to play with it. The main mod that I have to wait for it to update and make sure it works is the mod that adds the new traits to the pals and stuff like that. Like it was called, if I remember, it's called Brilliant Strategist, which is a higher tier version of the Vanguard strategist and the strategic strategist, stronghold strategist. Sorry, um, that new version of that, and things like that, and all those changes. Until that's really updated, I really can't play the update. A couple other ones, maybe. I know the building restrictions one has already been fixed and is updated and working now with the new version. Um, and then there is the other main one I'm concerned with is the um, mount overhaul mod, because I'm worried that if I don't have that mod, something will break in the game, and the game will just crash as me as and corrupt the save as me as I go in. Um, the big thing is the changing of the pals, the new uh the new traits and stuff for the pals and things like that. I'm worried if I try to log in without that being updated, that the pal would just be erased. So I would lose all of my Gopthins that I have, uh and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of don't want to do that. Uh but the only thing is I could just make a new save. I just don't feel I want to right now. I might go back into it once all the mods are updated and are working. So we'll have to see on that. But I just wanted to give y'all this whole update of why I've been really silent lately. Unfortunately, apathy and depression is a bitch. Man, it can just sneak up on you whenever. Yeah. So I will see y'all later. This went a lot longer than I thought. It's almost 30 minutes long, but I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world. Bye.